Hello everyone. Today we are going to make like a final revision for May 2026 paper 4 exam for students who are taking exams tomorrow, 0580 syllabus, and hopefully it will be useful for you this exams or next session or any session. In general, those topics are like most repeated topics in exams, so you'll find it useful and it will be good revision for you. So let's start with the first topic, which is exponential rate. So the first one, radioactive substance decays at an exponential rate. In this case, when you see exponential rate, you know that you are going to use this formula, which is A equals to P times 1 plus or minus, and then R over 100 to the power of N. Since here decays or decreases or declines, when you find those expressions, it means it's negative. So in this case, that you will use negative in this formula. Because if it's increasing, it will be positive. Okay, so take care about which one to use, because some students they make it positive, and no, in this case it will be negative. Okay, they said that the initial mass, the present value, it's 80 grams. 1 minus the rate it's given is 2%, like 2%, like 2 over 100 to the power of n. How many days? Here it's 5 days. So you have to put this one inside your calculator. You will find that 80 times this 1 minus 0.02, which is 0.98 to the power of 5. So if you put this one in calculator, the answer should be 72.3. So write your answer in 3 significant figures. Don't forget this. So the answer is 72.3 grams. Next part is talking about find how many more whole days. Okay, like after day 5. So we need to know more than 5 how many days extra we will take for the mass to reduce to less than 67. Again, we are talking about decay, radioactive decay. So it's decreasing. We will write the same formula, but this time take care which one will be the principal, which one will be the initial value. In this case, if you talk about the initial value, our initial value now it's 72.3. 1 minus the rate, it's still the same, 2 over 100. Okay, and n, we need to find n. So they said to be less than 67. So this is our future value, or the final value is 67 grams. So let's see, to be exactly 67 grams. So this will take how many days? And then we'll discover to be less than this, we need how many complete days. So in this case, 67 equals to 72.3. And times this one, as we mentioned before, 0.98 to the power of n. Now you want to get rid of this 72.3, so you'll divide by the same both sides. So now 67 over 72.3, answer is 0.9267, 98 to the power of n. Okay, now to find n, you have two methods. If you know len and log, you may use len and log. If you don't know this len and log, and you want to use the other method is to trial and error. So you will try by calculating numbers here in n to see. So you will try 2, for example, 0.98 squared. Okay, it's 0.96. So it's more than this number. We need the first one, which you will make this one more. So you will try 3, still it's 0.94. You will try, instead of n, try 4. Okay, when it's a 4 now, it's 0.922. Now it started to be less. So in this case, n equals to 4. So by trial and error, you will try numbers in n. You will find that the answer is 4. This is in case if you are using that method. If you don't wish to use log and len to find the exact value of n, and then to round it to the nearest complete or nearest whole number. Okay, so this is the first type of questions, but it's most repeated in paper 4. Now, so now they are not asking to find a or r or n. Now they are asking to find x or r. So this is the different type of questions. So the first question here is decreases again. So we will use this this formula p, and here 1 minus r percent. R here is x, so x over 100 to the power of n. Now they said over a period of 21 years, okay, and so this is n, and they are talking about decreases from this one. So this one, it was the principal, and this was the a, this is the future value. Okay, so this is a 58,000 and p is 1763. Okay, and 1 minus x over 100, how many years we said is 21. Okay, let's continue. So let's divide by the same both sides. Now 1 minus x to the power of 100 to the power of 21. So let's find the value of this one is 58,000 divided by the 1763 zeros. Okay, so the answer of this one is like 0.0329. In a way, these numbers, one of the most important things to do, like don't round, use this value here, use the value in your calculator. So try to use the answer in your calculator, like don't round it in the middle of the question, in middle steps, don't round. Okay, now if I want to find this 1 minus x to the power of 100, this is 21, so we have to take that 21st root of the answer what you have inside your calculator. So I have the answer in my calculator, just I will make the 21st root. Okay, 21st root, this is shaft. Okay, 21st root of the answer. So the answer now is 0.85. Okay, and here 1 minus x over 100. Okay, now we need to find x. This is our question. So x in this case, is x over 100 equals to 1 minus 0.85. So x over 100 equals to 0.15. So if you just make cross multiply, so x equals to this 100 times 0.15, which is 15. So x now equals to 15. Okay, so this type of questions, again, a compound interest formula or exponential growth and decay. Now you have three different questions, one to find a, and one to find n, and one to find r. Okay, in some questions you may also be asked to find p. Okay, so now let's move to a different type of questions. Question 3, talking about shading Venn diagram. Venn diagram, it can be a separate question to shade or to find number of, or to be in probability questions. Let's shade this question, shade Q union not P. Not P, it means outside of P, right? So it's not P or P complement. So this is what we have. Okay, then what union Q? So we have to add Q. So this is the answer. So the answer, all of this should be shaded. Since it's union, you have to shield this one as well because you have to add Q. Don't forget that. Then next type, let's start with, we have K union, start with bracket, K union L. K union L, where is K union L intersecting with not M? So if you look at K union L, it should be all of this part. Okay, where is it intersecting with not M, like outside of M? It means this part. Okay, this one. Okay, we will not take anything inside here because outside of M. Okay, so this should be the answer of this one. Next type of questions is to find the length or to find the equation. The only equation what we have in our syllabus to find is the equation of a straight line. So usually we have y equals to mx plus c. So you should know that very well. When they ask you find the equation of the line, find the equation of the perpendicular line, find the equation of the bisector, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector, find the equation of the tangent. Okay, all of this, it's y equals mx plus c. Okay, first of all, they said find the length of the line. Take care that in exam it will not be given the formula for length or distance. It will not be given the formula for midpoint. So you should know them. Okay. So this one, the first point like x1, y1, the second point like x2, y2, they said find the length of the line L. So the length or the distance, the square root of x1 minus x2. I prefer usually to write the formula to decrease errors and mistakes. So if you substitute in this formula, x1 it's 3 minus x2 minus 5. Look, take care about this also because some students they forget to make it minus squared plus y1 is 2 minus y1 is 2 minus y2 which is 4. So the square root of 3, now this one will be plus, so 3 plus 5 which is 8, 8 squared 64, this one is negative 2 squared which is 4, so the answer should be the square root of 68. If you leave it as exact value, it's fine. If you round it, no problem. But take care in exam. If they said leave your answer in third or exact value, you have to leave it as it is. If not, okay, you can round it. It's 8.25. Okay. I prefer the exact value to decrease mistakes. Okay, because some students when they are rounding this one, what they do is like they write it incorrectly. So they write maybe, for example, 8.24, and this is incorrect. So you will not get the full mark. So it's better to leave it in as exact value insert. Okay, if you want to round, but please take care about rounding to have correct rounding. Okay, now let's move to next part. This is very popular question, the perpendicular bisector. Number one, the equation is y equals to mx plus c. So it means that first I need to find this m. Okay, which 2 points I have to find m? I have these 2 points. Okay, so let's find this 2 points to find the gradient of fg. But this is not the line what I need. Okay, take care. This is just fg. I need the perpendicular on this line fg. So let's first find the gradient of fg, then to find the gradient of the perpendicular line on fg. So write the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's 4 minus y1 which is 2 divided by x2 which is minus 5 minus x1 which is 3. So the answer is 2 over minus 8 which is 1 over minus 4 or minus 1 over 4. Okay, this is the gradient of fg, but we need the gradient of the perpendicular line on that fg. So in this case, I'd like to say usually negative of the reciprocal, like change the sign. So if it's negative, make it positive. Reciprocal, so 1 over 4 will be 4 over 1 or 4. Okay, After finding the gradient now, let's see what will be the equation. The equation should be y equals to mx plus c. M is 4. How to find c? To find c, we need to substitute by a point, this point xy. Here they said bisector. Since it's bisector, it means the point what I need to substitute with is the midpoint. So in this case, we have to find the midpoint, okay, of that 2 points. Okay, let's go back. So it will be x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So we can say that 3 plus minus 5 over 2 and 2 plus 4 over 2. So this one, it will be 3 minus 5, it's negative 2, over 2 is negative 1, and here 2 plus 4, which is 6, divided by 2 is 3, so the point is negative 1 and 3. So in substitution, we need to substitute by the midpoint, by this one. So y is 3, 4 is, and x is negative 1, so this one is negative 4. So since this one is negative 4, so c equals to plus 4, like 3 plus 4, which is 7. So the equation now, this one, 4x plus 7. So this is the answer of this question. So please, when you solve this type of questions, take care about the bisector. It means you have to substitute by the midpoint. And perpendicular, it's negative of the reciprocal. Question C. A point H lies on the y-axis. So if I have y-axis like this one, we have a point on the y-axis such that the distance between the distance GH is 13. So this H, maybe it's here, maybe it's there. We don't know if it's positive or negative or both, but we know that it's on y-axis. They said the distance from this H to G. Let's see where it was G. G is negative 5, 4. Negative 5, 4. Maybe it's something like here. So they said that the distance, this one is sketch, it's not accurate, but just to understand the idea, that they are saying that the distance from here to there is equal. So where exactly will be H? So expect that we will have like maybe two points. As I said even here, find the coordinates of the two possible positions of H. So we have two positions. So this one is what? This one is the distance, and we have formula for the distance, that the distance or the length equals to the square root of x1 minus x2 squared. Okay, plus brackets y1 minus y2 squared. Okay, so you can say that this one, 13, it's a given. But what are the 2 points we have? This point, since we know that it's on y-axis, so we know that if this one, y1, if we said that it's 0, since it's y-axis, we know that x is 0, and here is y, okay, or y1. And the same here, this one is 0, and this one is y. Let's see the value of y. Maybe it's positive and negative, something. Let's see. The square root of G is, we said 4, yeah, negative 5, 4. H, it's xy. We know that it's 0, y. So let's substitute in this formula. X1 is negative 5 minus x2 is 0 squared plus y1 is 4 minus y2, which is y squared. You can take square for this one as well. It will be 169. And this one is negative 5 squared is 25 squared. Okay. And this one 4 minus y squared. Okay, just again, we made square for both sides. This here square and this one square. Now we need to expand this equation. So to have a quadratic equation, after solving the quadratic equation, it will give me the answer of this point. Okay, or these 2 points. So 169, this one 25. Oh, why I made square here? No. 5 squared is just 25. Okay. So this 125 plus, if we expand this one, will be the first term squared. The first term times the second term times 2, it will be minus 8y. Then the second term squared, this is y squared. Now let's collect all terms in one side. So this is y squared minus 8y. And we have this 2 at 25 plus 16 minus 169 equals to 0. So this one will be now we need to collect all terms, like 25 plus 16 minus 169. So this one should be minus 128 equals to 0. To factorize this one, two brackets, so y times y. Okay, 128, okay, it will be like 8 times 16 to give you the sum to be minus 8. So the big number will take the same sign of the middle, so this one will be negative and this one will be positive. Okay, so in this case, y plus 8 equals to 0, so y equals to negative 8, or y minus 16 equals to 0, so y equals to 16. So now this is 0, 8, and 0 minus 8, and here 0 and 16. So these are the two possible answers. That this one could be here negative 8, and this one could be 16. Next question about functions. In functions, this is also one of the most popular questions in exam, and in paper 4 usually you will find long question about functions. The first one is simple function, that g of 1/4 equals 2. Where is g? This one. So we need to substitute 1/4 minus 5. So the answer 8/4 is 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Here f of 2, we need first to start from the right side, f of 2, and then after finding the right side, then we will find f of the answer. So f of 2 is, what is f? This one. So it will be 3 over 2 plus 2, so 3 over 4. This is f of 2. Okay, so now f of 2 is 3 over 4, so substitute there. So we need to find f of 3 over 4. This is 3 over x. X here is 3 over 4 plus 2. Okay, so it will be 3 over 3 over 4 plus 8 over 4. So we can say 3 over 11 over 4. We can multiply here by 4, there by 4. So the answer is 12 over 11. Okay? Or you can use calculator, or you can make it in mixed number. It doesn't matter actually, because they didn't say specific form. Next one, find g of x. Okay, what's g of x? Let's go back. G of x is 8. Okay, g of x, it's 8x minus 5. Okay, instead of this x we write what? 8x minus 5. G, and so take g and substitute again inside g. So here it will be 64. 8 times 8x is 64x, and 8 times minus 5 minus 40, and minus 5. So 64x minus 45. So this is the final answer. Write it there. Then find the inverse function of g. Okay. Number one, in the inverse functions usually write y instead of f of x or g of x. So y equals to 8x minus 5. The second step, make x subject. So y plus 5 equals to 8x. So divide both by 8. So x equals to y plus 5 over 8. The last step, usually we swap them. So y equals to x plus 5 over 8. This is the inverse function. Okay, last one is algebraic fraction. They said you need to subtract g of x. So g of x is 8x minus 5. This one minus f of x. Okay, f of x was 3 over x plus 2. 3 over x plus 2. This type of question, if it's not inside functions, you will find it separated question. So it's very important to get used, to try and solve some questions related to algebraic fractions. So what to do then? In algebraic fraction, we make cross multiply. So 8x minus 5 times x plus 2 minus, then the cross multiply 1 times 3 is 3. And the denominator, we multiply the denominators. So 1 times x plus 2, it's x plus 2. Now let's expand. 8x times x, it's 8x squared. 8x times plus 2 is plus 16x. Minus 5 times x minus 5x. Minus 5 times 2 is minus 10. Okay, so x plus 2 as it is. Collect the like terms. 8x squared. Here is 16 minus 5. Here is 11x minus 10. This should be the last answer. Okay. Is there something I forgot? Let's double check. Yeah, I forgot that we have actually minus 3 here. Okay, so we have minus 3 here and minus 3. So the answer should be 8x squared plus 11x minus 13 over x plus 2. Please usually double check your calculations, because sometimes we do mistakes, especially about multiplication negative positive. Okay, sometimes yes, we expand here, but we forgot that we have something already outside. So usually try to double check. If your exam is 1 hour 20 minutes, and you have like total 100 marks, so try to make to give like 1 minute per question, per mark, sorry. So in this case, you will finish the exam in 100 minutes, and you will have 20 minutes to revise and review. Okay, so at the end, to have like good management of time, and at the end when you solve your questions, you'll find like time to revise if you have any mistake. Okay, next question if I show that h(g) of x equals 19 can be simplified to be this one. Okay, we need g of x and to put it inside h. So let's see h. Oh, we have here h of x squared plus 6. Okay, so this h, sorry. So h of x was x squared plus 6. Yeah, x squared plus 6. So this one, they said g of x and substitute it inside h. So you will take this one. X squared, instead of x, we need to put inside g of x. We said before that g of x is 8x minus 5. Okay, so let's expand. All of this equals to 19. Okay, let's expand this one. Again, the way what I'd like usually to expand is this one, just again, a plus b squared equals to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, just to be faster. Or if you don't know, just you can multiply the two brackets. Squared, it means the same bracket you multiply by itself. Okay, so the first one squared, so 64x squared. The first one times the second one times 2, so it's minus 80x plus 25 plus 6 minus 19 equals to 0. So here 64x squared, and we have minus 8x plus this thing. Okay, so this one 24. Okay, this one it should be 31 minus 19. So this one should be 12 equals to 0. Look here, they said show that it simplifies to this one. So as you see here is 3, here is 12, 20, 80, 16, 64. So just you need to divide this one by 4. So if you divide by 4, it will be 16x squared minus 20x plus 3 equals to 0. Yeah. So done. Oh, still we are in functions. Oh, it's a long question. So use the quadratic formula. So even if they didn't say use the quadratic formula, and they say in the question show your working if your answers to two corrected to 2 decimal places, most likely you will need to use the quadratic formula. So even if it's not written quadratic formula and you see that corrected to 2 decimal places, so it means it's you cannot factorize. So in this case, use quadratic formula. Of course, if you can use completing a square, use it. But the easiest way when you see correct 2 decimal places to use the quadratic formula. In the quadratic formula, first of all, try to write what are the coefficients, like a equals to 16, b equals to negative 20. Take care about this. Take care about the signs. C equals to 3. So now let's write the formula. Formula is given. Negative b, positive or negative, square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now when you substitute in the formula, so minus 20, okay, because there's minus outside. Take care about this also. This is popular mistake. B squared minus 20, please make it in brackets. So the answer will be positive. Okay, because sometimes some students they don't put it in brackets, and that leads to a mistake at the end, that it will be negative under the root. So if you have a negative number under root, you should know that you didn't make a square here. You make it negative, not positive. So take care. And a is 16 times c, which is 3, divided by 2a, and a is 16. So this is 20, positive or negative. The square root of this one is 400. Okay, minus this one is 4 times 16 times 3. So is 192 divided by 32. Now take that you have two answers. Okay, the two answers you have that x1 equals 2, take it positive. Okay, like 400 minus 192, 208, and divided by 32. X2, take it negative. Take care here that the answer must be corrected to two decimal places. So 20 plus the square root of 208 divided by 32. The answer is 1.08, two decimal places. Okay, 20 minus the square root of 208 divided by 32. So this one is 0.17, two decimal places. Okay. Next question, question number 6. We need to complete the table and then to plot the graph. Here just I found already the points. I substituted just to save time. But in general, as example, when you substitute, you may substitute in the main equation. So 5 plus 2, you substitute in the main equation, negative 2 minus negative 2 squared. So it will be here 5, here is minus 4, minus, here is 4. Okay, so the answer will be 5 minus 4, which is 1, minus 4, so the answer is negative 3. You can do the same for the other points. Or you may use your calculator. If you have in your calculator mode, you will find their function table. In mode, you'll find table. You may write the formula that 5 plus 2x alpha, and you have to find x in your calculator. Okay, minus alpha x again and squared. Okay, equals, you start with what? We are starting with negative 2, this point, equals, and you end with what? We end with 4. 4. The step, as you see, the step 1 here. So step is 1. So you have a table now and you have all values. Like at negative 2 in x, it's negative 3. You need 2. At 2, you will find, you go here to find 2. 2, it's 5. And at 3, it's 2. Okay, so you may use the function in tables inside mode in your calculator. Okay, or just you substitute it in the equation. Mode, normal calculations. Okay. The question, next one, usually this type of questions in paper 4, to draw. When you say draw, it means that it has to be accurate graph. Okay. Because if you have a sketch it doesn't have to be accurate, but draw or plot, it has to be accurate. So you have points and you have to plot these points. So negative 2, negative 3, negative 2, negative 3, so it should be this one. And by the way, before starting this, before sketching, you have to guess, to put in your mind or to expect what it could be or what should be the graph. So if you have any mistake in calculation, at least you know that you have a mistake. So if you look at this one, we know that this one is quadratic, parabola. And here the parabola is negative, so we know that it should be, looks down. And here is y-intercept is 5. So you know that it will intersect with your in y at 5. Okay, so before drawing, you expect how to look like the graph. Okay, so you have to put in your mind that, oh, I expected this graph would be in that way before starting. This will help you to decrease mistakes. Okay, so first point -2 and -3, and next point is -1 2, -1 2, and then 0 5. This is the y-intercept. Then 1 6. Then 2 5. Then 3 2. Then 4 -3. As you see, that the parabola usually is, it has a symmetrical line. Like if you now we have the points, let's connect points. So try to make it smooth graph, okay? Don't make it a straight line. Okay. Of course, when you draw this by yourself on paper, it will be much better than this one. And the same there. Okay. So this is what we expected. Yeah. So this one is correct. So the first one here on the grid, draw the line of symmetry. Line of symmetry. So this one is the line of symmetry at the middle. Okay, this is line of symmetry. So line of symmetry at what? At x equals to 1. This is the line of symmetry. Okay, so done. So you have got 4 points here. Then write down the equation of line of symmetry. Okay, this is what we said, x equals to 1. This is the line of symmetry. Okay. If they ask you, for example, find the turning point. The turning point is 1 and 6. This point. Okay. So next one, use your graph to find the solutions of these equations. Okay, what is this equation? This one is my graph. Okay, this is the graph. What we call it what? Y, right? So this one, the graph, which is y. Okay, so they said like y equals to 4. So y equals to 4, it means horizontal line at y equals to 4. Let's draw y equals to 4. So this is y equals to 4. So where are the solutions? The solution, they are in the intersection points. This one and this one. Okay? So take care. In exam, this is also can be, they say find the solutions, or sometimes they say draw a suitable straight line, okay, to find the solutions. So this is one of the most repeated questions in exam. Okay. What else? Okay. So what are the intersection points? And look here, actually, this is 2 points. It means we will have 2 intersection points. And of course, yes, look, we have 2 intersection points. We need to find what is this point in X, and this point is what? So let's see. This one, if you go down here to see this point, this point is approximately like this is 0 0.1, 0 0.2. So this one negative 0 0.2, mostly negative 0 0.2, negative 0 0.3. This graph is not accurate 100%, so it should be better than this. So the answer should be approximately like 0 0.2, 0 0.3, something like that. Okay. This is 0 0.4 actually. If this one negative 0 0.2, this is negative 0 0.4, negative plus. So this one like negative 0 0.4. So approximately negative 0 0.4. When you draw it, you may find it, for example, negative 0 0.3, negative 0 0.5. It will be in this range. Okay, what the second one? The second point, it's this one, which is almost like here. So it's approximately like 2.5. So maybe 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. So let's make it 2.4 for now. Okay. Now next one on the grid, draw a line from negative 1, 2 and 1, 6. Negative 1, 2 this point, and 1 6. 1 6 is this one. So by using roller, you connect these 2 points. Okay. Then next one, find the equation of the line. Okay, if they ask me to find the equation, so y equals mx plus c. How to find m? First thing, usually we find m, y2 minus y1. So 6 minus 2 divided by 1 minus 1. So it will be 4 over 2, which is 2. Okay, so this is the m. Okay, how about so y, next step, equals to 2x plus c. This is the gradient. So substitute by a point. Which one? Anyone. This one or that one. Both of them passing or on the line, so you can use any of them. Let's use, let's say, 1 6. So this one is 6. 2 times 1 plus c. So 6 minus 2 is 2c. So this c equals to what? Equals to 4. So the equation is 2x plus what? Plus 4. Okay. So done with this question. The same, another question, the same type. If you have cubic equation. So, and now we need also to complete the table and to plot the graph. It's the same if you use your calculator, the table in calculator, or substitute in this function. You will complete the table to get 3 marks. Now in the grid, draw the graph. Now let's draw the graph. -3 and -2.1. So it's here. Then -2 and 1.6. 1.6. 1.6. And this one. Take care sometimes some students, 1.6, they make it -1.6, so the graph is different, because this usually you have to expect how it look like the graph. This graph in cubic, usually the graph looks like this in this shape, or it's opposite. It's look like that, like one of them. So your graph should be this one or that one. Okay, so we expect that it will be this graph. So this like to guide you if you have something different, or you have to think that there is a mistake. Okay, -1.5 and 2. So it's here. Then -1, 1.7. 1.7, it should be here. And what else? 0, 0 should be here. Then 1 and 1, -1.7. So this is 1. This one 1.5, -1.5. 1.7 should be 5, 6, 7. So this is 1.2, 4, 6. 2. And here is 8. Okay, it's not clear. I have to make zoom. Okay, so this one 4, this one, so 2, 4, 6, 8. So it should be between them. Okay. Then what else? 1.5 and -2. 1.5. It's here. Then 2 and -1.6 2, negative 1.6, negative 1.6. It should be 2, 4, 6. It should be here. Okay. So this one should be then this one. Yeah, should looks. 3, 2.1, 3, 2.1. So this is approximately okay. It's just there is a small, maybe small thing a little bit. You can adjust it better when you have a paper. So this is our graph. It's challenging a little bit to draw and to adjust it in tablet, but I think it will be much better in paper. Try to make your graph smooth graph and to make it just from one time. Don't make it a straight line. Okay, so this is what we expect from the beginning, that it will be something similar to this one. So looks correct. Now we are done with the graph. Let's move to here. They said draw a suitable straight line. This usually is a question. So which exactly, they said draw a suitable straight line. Which one exactly you to do? Oh, I look at this one. This one is the main equation I have. This is the graph equation, like this is y. So which straight line we need to draw? We need to draw this one, y equals to this one, this part. Okay, how can I draw this one? Substitute by any 2 points, like let's say x equals to 0. At x equals to 0, so y equals to what? 1/2. Okay, at x, let's say equals to 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0, so it's also y. Okay, equals to 0 in this case, because 0 times 1/2 is 0. So the 2 points we have 0 and 1/2. 0, 1/2 should in the middle, and 1, 0. 1, 0 should be here. Okay, and as you see that here is the what we call it, here is the gradient. The gradient here is negative, like -1. Okay, actually it's not -1, it's -1/2. But the point is that this one -1, it means it's negative. So I expected that the line will be decreasing, that it will be line like this. Okay, so before drawing, usually look at the equation to expect what you will have. Okay, so let's extend this line. This line you have to extend it. Okay, because when you extend it, you will see the intersection points, like this one is intersection point, this one intersection point, this one intersection point. So you have 3 solutions. Number of intersection points, this is the number of solutions. In the question they said find, look here, 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 intersection points. Let's see what we have. Yes, we have 3. The first one is this one, like almost like -2. Okay, so it's -2. It's looks like after 2 a little bit, like after 2 here the intersection, it will be maybe -2.1, something like that. Okay, so let's say -2.1. This one, what is the intersection point here? Also, it's less than -0.5. So this one, it's approximately like -0.45. Okay, what else we have? If we look at this one is here, Okay, it's before 2.5. Before 2.5. So this one looks like 2.2 or 2.3. Okay, 2.2. When you sketch it in paper, it should more accurate. Okay, this number is not accurate 100%. So you should follow what you have. In mark scheme, usually you have like range. Okay, range of numbers. So it will be accepted if it's a little bit different, but inside certain range. So the numbers what we have, it's negative 2.1, negative 0.45, and 2.2. Okay, so again, they said number of solutions has n solutions. Okay, what is this one again? This one is y. Y equals to what? Equals to 1. So we need to draw y equals to 1. So if you make here y equals to 1, this is the line. Again, use roller, please. So y equals to 1. So how many solutions we have? This solution 1, 2, 3. I have 3 solutions. So we will write the number of solutions. Number of solutions are 3. Okay. So now we are done with this topic. Let's move to a new topic. Okay. The second topic here is about polygon, and it's a little bit long question, but it contains a lot of things what you may find in exam. So the first one here, show that one interior angle of the polygon is 150 degrees. So we have formula. The formula n, the formula is for the interior angle is n minus 2 times 180 over n. Let's substitute in the formula. Number of sides here is 12 times 180 over 12. So it's 10 times 180, 1800 over 12. So the answer is 150 degrees. So this is how to show. Now in B, the question is show that the radius AO is 11.6. So we need to find this radius. So before starting, we know that every interior angle here is 150. So this one is 150. So this one's 75 degrees and this one's 75 degrees. Okay, let's make zoom. So we can, this one is radius OA and this one is radius. This is isosceles. So we can divide this triangle, okay, to make it now two right-angled triangles. So now since we have angle involved in this question and we need to find this side, and this side now is 3 because 6, so this one 3, 3. So we can say that if we can draw it here, no problem. So this one is 3, this one 75, 3 centimeters. And this is OA, what we need to find. Okay, so this is for us, this is adjacent. Okay, and the side what we need to find, this is hypotenuse. So we can use cosine. So cosine 75 degrees equals to the adjacent, which is 3, divided by the hypotenuse, which is AO. Now we can say if you make cross multiply, we can say that AO equals to 3 over cosine 75. Okay. So now please, when you in exam, take care that the mode is in degrees. Okay, the mode is in degrees. So when you deal with angles, we are working in degrees, so 75 degrees, because sometimes it's in radian and creates a problem in calculation. So 3 over cosine 75. Okay, so the answer should be, okay, 11.59, and now correct one decimal place, so it will be 11.6 centimeters. Okay, So now we have AO, which is radius, okay? This is the radius. Next question. Calculate the circumference of the circle. Circumference of circle equals to 2 pi r. 2 pi times r. R, it's 11.6. So now we have the circumference. So 2 pi times 11.6. So the answer is 72.9. Okay, centimeters. This is two significant figures. Okay. Now next one. Find the perimeter of the shaded minor segment formed by the chord AB. It was like this. It was this part. This was AB. Okay. And this one, it was 6 centimeters. We need to find the arc. So if you need to find the perimeter, it means you have to find the arc length plus the AB 6 centimeters. So let's find the arc length. So the arc length, okay, like of this AB, equals to 2 pi r times theta over 360. So 2 pi times 11.6 times the angle is, it was 30 degrees. Let's go back. Yeah, this one is 90. Okay, actually the arc length, it's for the total, look. So this one's 75, this one's 75, so it's 150. 150, so this one is 30. You can do it from this way, or 360, the total is 360 divided by 12, it will give you this 130, or just 180 minus 75 minus 75, so it's 30 degrees. So the angle here of this sector is 30. Okay, using calculator, 2 pi, using the calculator, 2 pi times 11.6 times 30 over 360, it's 6.074. Okay, so this one plus the 6 centimeters, so it should be 12.1 if you round to 3 significant figures. Okay, next one. The regular 12-sided polygon is the cross-section of a prism of length 2 centimeters. Calculate the volume of the prism. So if you need to find the volume, so it's the cross-section area times the length. You have the length, so you need to find the area. Okay, so if you want to find the area of the polygon, you have first to find the area of one sector inside this one, and then to multiply by 12. Like if you go back there, so we need to find the area of this sector. Okay, just a second. They need a triangle, or let's see, to be correct, they need a regular 12-sided polygon is the cross-section area of prism. Okay, so we need to find the cross-section area of the polygon, not the circle. Okay, so we need to find the area of this part, like all of, like a circle, a triangle. Okay, this triangle is non-right angle triangle. Okay, so you can say 1/2, you multiply two sides, sine the angle between them. Okay, you can do it in this way, or if you don't want to use the sine rule of the area rule, You may find this one by 1/2 the base times the height if you want to do that, and then multiply by 2 to find the area of one triangle. But easier to use the formula of 1/2. Okay, so area actually of not sector. Okay, let's remove this one. So we need to find area of the triangle is 1/2. You multiply two sides, you have one side 6 and the other side 11.6, and then you will have to multiply by 12 because you have 12 triangles. So it will be 3 times 11.6 times 12. So the answer of this is 417.6 centimeters squared. So this is the area. You have to multiply this one by the length. So LA times L. So 417.6 times L, which is 2. Right, so this number times 2. 417.6 times 2. So the answer is 835.2. Yep. Let's double check again the calculations. Oh. I forgot the sign. That's a good thing. I like mistakes because we learn from mistakes. We need to multiply by sign. We said that we will use sign, but we didn't multiply actually by sign. So let's do that. Sine the angle between the two sides, the angle between this side and this side, which is 75. Okay, so again, 1/2 times 6 times 11.6 times sine 75. Okay, then times 12. So this one 403.37. Then multiply this one by 2. This one by, we multiplied by 12, right? Yeah, we multiplied this one by 12, but let's write it. We did this one by 12. Okay, so this one times 2. So 403.37 times 2. Okay, so the answer should be 806.74. Okay, so guys, please double check calculations. If you make it 3 significant figures, you may make like 807. No problem, it still be correct. Okay, so again, when we do this one, the area of one triangle times 12, because we have 12 triangles, and then when you multiply the area times 2. 2 is the length to find the volume. Okay, by the way, I record these videos with no any production, anything, just I upload it as it is with everything mistakes. So please double check if you have any if you see any mistake, just please type it in the comment. Okay, so let's go to next question. So next question, we have here to calculate the total perimeter of the sector. As you see that the sector has two here two sides, or what we call it, like here radius and there is radius. So usually in perimeter, like students, they forget to add. When they see perimeter, they think it's only the arc length. So take care about this. So the arc length is 2 pi r times theta over 360. So 2 pi and r is 8 times theta is 165 over 360. So the answer is, let's calculate, 2 pi times 8 times 165 over 360. So the answer should be 23.04. This is the arc length. Okay, how about the two sides? Perimeter, it means we have to add this two as well. So plus, so 23, the perimeter is the 23.04 plus 16. Okay, so the answer should be 39.04. So 39. Please make it at least 3 significant figures. Okay, so if you write it like 30, if you want to write it 39, okay, take care, you have to write it like 39.0 to be three significant figures. Don't write only 39. Okay, now we need to find the surface area of a sphere. Okay, oh, here they said surface area of a sphere. Surface area of sphere is the same as the area of sector. Area of sector. Okay, what is the area of sector? Area of sector is pi r squared times theta over 360. So what is the area of a sphere? You have to go to the formula sheet. It should be 4 pi r squared. But r here is not like r there. Okay, calculate the radius of the sphere. Okay, we can cancel this pi with pi. So 4r squared here equals to r squared. R here, there it was 8. So 8 squared, which is 64, times theta, which is 165. Okay. Now let's calculate this number and then divide by 4, then the square root of the answer. So 64 times 165 divided by 36, and the answer is 29.33. And here 4r squared, divide both sides by 4. So r squared equals to, if you divide by 4, equals to 7.33. And then if you need r, you have to find the square root of the answer. So the square root of the answer. So r equals to 2.708. Or you may write 2.71. Okay. Okay, next one. See, they said a cone is made from the sector by joining OA to OB. Calculate the radius of the cone. Look here, that this is AB. Okay, so this AB is a circumference. Okay, so this circumference, so AB, what's AB there? Look at the graph. AB there was the arc length. Okay, so the arc length, so AB or arc AB, it's the same as the circumference AB. Okay, it's the same as the circumference of AB. Okay, the circumference is 2 pi r. What was the arc length of AB? Yes, we found the arc length of AB before. It's 23.04. 23.04. So divide both by 2 pi. So r equals to this one. 23.04 over the 2 pi. So the answer is 3.67. Next one, calculate the volume of the cone. The volume of the cone is, this is the formula, and it's in formula sheet. But R, we know R. We found already R. But how about H? So you have to go to this one. H is the height. This one. And this is R. Okay, R, let's make it with different color. R is 3.65. Okay, how about this one? AO or BO? What it was, look at your graph, it was the radius, which is 8. So this one is 8 and 3.67. Okay, so we need to find now the height. Okay, if you want to find the height, so the height squared equals to 8 squared minus, okay, take care that this is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse minus the other side, like 3.67 squared. Okay, h equals to the square root of 8 squared minus 3.67 squared. Okay, so let's do it. 64 minus 3.67 squared, square root of the answer. Okay, so h is 7.12, okay, centimeters. Okay, so if we found, now we found h, okay, it's 7.12 centimeters, and v is 1/3 pi, r is 3, what happened? 3.67 squared times the height is 7.12. So let's calculate it. Pi 3. So the answer is 100.3. If we round this one, okay, if you round this one, don't write only 100, okay, it's like, try to make it like 100 point and write the decimal place what you have there. Okay, so why to do that? To round your number to 3 significant figures, or make 0 0, for example, okay, to show that this one is 3 significant figures, at least 3 significant figures. If you make more than 3 significant figures, it's not a problem. Now, similar topic but different shape. What if we have this graph, this prism, and we need to find the height? We need to find this height. Here it's opposite. We have the volume. If you have the volume and you have the length, you know that the volume is the cross-section area times length. So the area is volume over length, okay? The volume is 253.8 over length, which is 18. So this will give us the area. 253.8 over 18. So it's a 14.1. This 14.1 is the cross-section area, which is this part. Okay, so this part is right angle triangle. So this 14.1 right angle triangle means 1/2 the base, which is 6, times the height, what we need to find. So we can know from this one that 14.1 equals to 3h. If you divide both of them by 3, Now h equals to 4.7 centimeter. Okay. Now they said calculate the value of x. We need to find this angle. This one. How we can find this angle? To find this angle, this one right angle triangle, and there is an angle involved in the question, so we have to use trigonometric ratios. So you have the opposite and you have the adjacent, so use tan. So tan of x equals to the opposite, which is h, like 4.7, over the adjacent, which is 6. Okay, from this one we can say that the tan inverse of this 4.7 over 6, this will give us the angle. So let's make tan inverse of 4.7 over 6. So the answer is 38.1. When it comes to degrees, please round to 1 decimal place. So don't write it 38, write it 38.1. Okay, degrees. Next part is calculate the total surface area of the prism. Okay, almost we have everything, but the problem, if you wanted to find this side, that you don't know this side. So first let's find the side. So the side of this one, we have two sides, we can use Pythagoras. So let's find this side. Let's call it y. Okay, if we call this one y, so we can say that y squared equals to 4.7 squared, the height, plus 6 squared, so y equals to the square root of 4.7 squared plus the 6 squared. Okay, so this one 4.7 squared plus 6 squared, square root of the answer. So this one 7.62, okay, centimeters. So now we have this one 7.62. So if you want now to find this side, this one, you can multiply 7.62 times this one, which is 18. This one the same as this one. Okay, so area equals to 7.62 times 18. This is one of the faces. Okay, how about this face? This face is 18 times the height. So 18 times 4.7. So this is the second face. Okay, how about the base? The base is 6 times 18. 6 times 18. Then our triangle. We have two triangles in, okay? So that's two triangles. 1/2 times the base, which is 6, times the height, 4.7, and then we multiply by 2. 2 cancelled with this 2. So let's calculate the total surface area. 7.62 times 18 plus 18 times 4.7 plus 6 times 18 plus 6 times 4.7. So this one 357.96 centimeters squared. You may round into three significant figures. You may write 358. Okay. So finally done with the questions about surface area. Now the second type of exam. Next question is trigonometry. We need to find the perimeter of the whole shape. So we have the side and this side, so we need to find side ED and we need to find side CD. Okay, so to find this side, we look at this triangle. This triangle is right angle triangle, so in this case it means we can use Pythagoras since we have two sides and we need to find the third side. So we can say that ED squared equals to this side squared, 120 squared, plus 50 squared. So we will find that AD is the square root of these two numbers. So the answer will be 130 meters. So this one is 130 meters. Then we need to find the length of CD. So CD squared, we have here the hypotenuse, so this one 170 squared minus the other side squared 150 squared. So take care usually that in Pythagoras that c squared equals to a squared plus b squared. Take care that which one is outside. This is the hypotenuse, the longest side, which is usually is opposite to the right angle. So because of this here, the hypotenuse minus the other one. So let's find, so CD equals to the square root of 170 squared minus 150 squared. Let's find it. 170 squared minus 150 squared. So it's 6,400, so it will give us 80. Okay. So this one 80 meters. So in this case, the third step, if we are talking about the perimeter, so let's add all of them. 50 plus 100 plus 170 plus the new two sides, the 130 plus 80. Okay, so in this case, this 80 plus 130 plus 170 plus 150. So this one is 530 meters. Okay, next one, we need to calculate the angle ABD. ABD, so it should be this one, angle ABD. If you look at this triangle, I'd like usually to say, like, you have to ask yourself, is this one right angle triangle? No, so you cannot use Pythagoras, you cannot use trigonometric ratios. So since it's a non-right angle triangle, you have to move to first thing to think about is sine rule. Okay, so when we use sine rule, if you have angle, given an angle and opposite side, but in this question we don't have angle and opposite side. Like we have opposite side, but we don't have the angle, so we cannot use sine rule. Okay, so what we can use in this case, we use cosine rule. Okay, so if you can't use sine, so use cosine. And in general, you should know that we use cosine rule if we have three sides and we need to find any angle, or in case if we have two sides and the angle between them and we need to find the third side. These are the two cases of using cosine rule. So let's use cosine rule. So cosine rule, it's cosine B equals to the two sides of this cosine B, the two sides is those two sides. The 100 squared plus the 150 squared minus the third side 120 squared divided by 2 times this one times this one. Okay, so let's do it. So 100 squared plus 150 squared minus 120 squared, all of this divided by, don't forget the brackets, 2 times 100 times 150. So then cosine inverse. Okay, the answer what you have in calculator, like in calculator here, I have like 0.603. So usually make B is cosine inverse of your answer what you have in calculator. So cosine inverse of the answer gives 52.9 degrees. And again, remember that in case of angles, round to 1 decimal place. Okay? Now let's move to next one. They said calculate angle CBD. CBD. CBD should be this one. Okay. So in this triangle is, as you see, it's right angle triangle, and there is an angle involved in the question. So you can use what we call it like trigonometric ratios, like so, ka, to. This is the trigonometric ratios since it is angle involved in the question. So this angle, let's call it x. If you want to find x, and you have the hypotenuse, right? And you have this one, the adjacent. So hypotenuse and adjacent, in this case you will use cosine. Okay, so cosine, let's go there and write that cosine x equals to the adjacent, which is 150 divided by the hypotenuse 170. So x is cosine inverse of 15 over 17. Okay, so shift cosine, the 15 over 17. Again, don't forget the brackets. So the answer is 28. Okay, 28.07 or 1 if you round to one decimal place. Okay. Next one, they said that the point, this is bearing, the point C is due north of B. Okay, this is C, and yes, it's north, okay, of B. When they say it's due north, due south, or let's say due east or west, it means both of them are in the same line, okay? Like in this case, they are vertical, like 90 degrees. Okay, in another case, if they say due, let's say west, so all of them in this horizontal line. Okay, so in our case, this will help you, okay? That to know that, since you know that this one on the same line, okay, this will help you when you calculate. So they said find the bearing of D from B, from B. When you see from B, you have to go to B first. Where is B? Here is B. And this one, we said that it's a vertical. It's normal. So this is the north. And usually we measure from the north in bearing and clockwise. Okay, north and clockwise till where I will stop at D. When you reach to D, you stop. So this is the angle what we need to find. Okay, so this angle is 360, right? Minus this x. Okay, x we just found x, right? So x, it was this one. So 360 minus 28.1. Okay, so already still we have the answer in the calculator, minus 360. So the answer is 331.9 degrees. Okay. Now next one, calculate the area of the whole field. But take care, this said give your answer in hectares. So don't forget this. After calculating, you have to divide by 10,000 to put it in hectares to not lose 1 point, okay? So let's find the area of the, we have how many triangles? I think we have 3 triangles. We need to find the area of the 3 triangles. Okay, the first triangle we have is this one. This one's right angle triangle. I may say 1/2 the base times the height. So 1/2 the base 50 times the height. The second one, okay, let's make this one. Okay, done with this. Let's go to this one. So this one also right angle triangle. So also you may say 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, or you can use, by the way, also like ABC sine theta. You may use that. Okay, this rule can work also for the right angle triangle. Why I'm doing this? Because it's easier, because I have 2 sides and I have the angle between them, so I can use this one. Okay, so let's say 1/2 the two sides was 150 times 170. Yeah, let's see. Yes, 150 times 170. Sine the angle between them, the angle it was x. Okay, sine x, which is 28.1. Okay, how about the between them? Oh, between them we have non-right angle triangle, this triangle. So this triangle, of course, I must use the area, the 1/2 AB sine C. Okay, take any two sides, sine the angle between them. Since I know this angle, so I will take these two sides, 100 and 150. Okay, so this angle, it was angle B. We found it that it's 52.9. Okay, sine 52.9. I'm writing this one to not forget. Okay, so 1/2. The two sides, it was 100 times 150. Okay, so 1/2, 100 times the two sides, sine the angle between them. Okay, let's calculate. So 25, the first one, like 25 times 120, 3000. The second one is 1/2 times 150 times 170, sine 28.1. So this one 6,500, 6,005.4. Then 1/2 times 100 times 150 sine 52.9. So this one is 5,981 point, let's say 9. Okay, we need to add all of them to find the total area. So this 3,000 plus 6,005.4 plus 1.9. So let's add them. 6,005.4 plus 3,000. Okay, so the answer here is this 14, this one. But we need to divide by what? By 10,000. Okay, to make it in hectares. So it will be 1.498, or we can you can make it three significant figures, or you can actually, if you want, you can make it 1.50 if you want, or let's write it 1.4987. You can do it. If it's more than three significant figures, it's not a problem. The problem if you wrote only 1.5. Okay, this is a problem. As you may write 0 like that, it will not be a problem if it's three significant figures. Okay, next one, the question, again trigonometry but different type. As you remember, the same formula what we just used, that the area of non-right angle triangle is 1/2 AB sine C. So the area is given 38.5 equals to 1/2, and then you multiply the two sides, 9 times 10, sine the angle between them. So this C is this angle. Okay, now if you 38.5 equals 2, you can 10, so 10 divided by 2 is 5, 5 times 9 is 45 sine C, so you can divide both by this 45. So you can say now that C is sine inverse of this fraction. So sine inverse of 38.5 divided by 45. So the answer is 58.8 degrees. So, Mr. Why we are finding the angle? Oh, because first of all, I'm using the given data. Okay, to find this angle C, because if I have the two sides and angle between them, I can use cosine rule to find the third side QR. Okay, so this is our first step, and the second step now to use cosine rule. So cosine rule is this QR squared equals to the two sides of the angle 10 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 10 times 9 cosine the angle between them, okay, which is 58.8. Okay, so take care that in calculator will give you the square, so you will have big number. Don't forget to take the square root of the answer. So 10 squared 100 plus this 91 minus 2 times 10 times 9 cosine the angle between them 58.8 87.8. We need to find the square root of the answer, so it will QR, it will be 9.37. okay, three significant figures. Okay, so this QR, the question is now, this one, does this number make sense? Look, if this one 10, this is 9, so when this one is 9 point something, it makes sense. So usually look at numbers if they make sense or not. For example, this 910 and this one is 900. Oh, this is incorrect. Or it's 87. Oh, it's it's a very big number. It means I forgot to make the square root. So please double check. Next question, 3D shape. In many exams you find the 3D shape. So please try to solve like one or two questions about the 3D shapes. You can look at the previous exams I solved it in the channel. You will find that we solved it like one pyramid. So this type of questions is important. The question is here that the trick here, and take care that they're saying that AB equals to 2BC. So if this x, so this one is 2x. Okay. Since I have this side and this side, and we know that this angle is right angle, so we can find the diagonal. Okay, we can find the diagonal. So AC squared, so EC squared equals to 2x squared plus x squared. Take care that between brackets. So EC squared equals to 4x squared. Take care when you square the whole brackets, not only x, plus x squared. And here, so AC squared now equals to 5x squared. Remember this one. So this is the first step. The second step, that, okay, I know that this one is 5x squared. So yeah, you have here 6, and you have here this side 24. So you can use this right angle triangle, okay, to find x. How to do that? Pythagoras again. So this 5x squared, okay, by the way, this is AC, this is AC squared, okay? This one is AC squared, just to take care about this. So AC squared, this one, okay, plus, or you can say equals 24 squared minus 6 squared, okay? The hypotenuse minus the other one. So 5x squared equals 2. Okay, 24, let's say 24 squared minus 36. So this one is 540. You divide both by 5. So x squared now equals to 108. So we can say that x squared equals to 108. So x itself, okay, it's the square root of 100. Okay. Now we know x, right? Okay, but x is BC. We need to find AB. Oh, okay. We said that AB equals to 2x. Okay, so step number 3. So AB equals to 2 square root of 108. If you wanted to leave your answer in third or to the simplest form of third, you can do that, or you can just say 2 square root of 108, which is 20.8. Okay. Next one, we need to find the angle. This question, we need to find the angle between AG, so this one, and the base. It means this one. Take care that this is the angle between the AG and the diagonal of the base. Okay, so let's call this angle, let's say Y. Okay, so what we have there, we have this one, the opposite, and we have the adjacent. So you have the opposite and the, sorry, not the adjacent, the hypotenuse. Okay, so we can use what? We can use sine. So sine this y equals to the opposite, which is 6, divided by 24. So we can say now that y equals to sine inverse of this 6 over 24, sine inverse. Okay, shift sine of 6 over 24. So the answer is 14.5 degrees. This one is the angle. Okay. Now, since we have finished this question, we can move now to different type of questions. Okay. Again, this statistics, one of the most popular questions you will find in most of paper 4 exams. It's the cumulative frequency question and probability. Okay, we will start usually with the frequency table. We need to find the model. The model is the most repeated or the most frequent. If you look at this one, which one had the most frequency? The most frequency is this one, 30. Okay, so this interval, 1.5. and here 1.6. You may find in exam a question like where is the median, or the class contains the median. So in this case you have to take this 120 divided by 2, and so it will be 60th. Okay, where is you can find 60th or 61? Where you can find them? You can find it if you add this to 7 plus 18. Did you reach to 60? Not yet, it's just 25. Okay, plus 30. Did you, plus this one, did you reach to 60? Not yet. Okay, plus 24. Did you reach to 60? Yes, so this one is the median interval. This one. Okay, you may have a question like that. The same if they ask you about the median contains the lower quartile or the upper quartile, try to use the same idea. Also, one of the most important questions in exam is estimate the mean. Okay, when you see estimate the mean, it means before estimating the mean, you have to find the mid values. What is the mid value of each one of them? So this one, mid value 1.35. Here 1.45, here is 1.55, 1.65, 1.75, okay, 1.85. If you have difficult interval, okay, and not easy to know the mid value, just add them and divide by 2. Okay, so now if you want to find the median equals to the sum of the median or the middle value. So the middle value times the frequency divided by n. N is given 120, but if n not given, you can make sum of f, sum of this one. Okay. Now So let's make this one 1.35 times you multiply them. So m times f. So 1.35 times 7 plus 1.45 times 18 plus 1.55 times 30 plus 1.65 times 24 plus 1.75 times 27 plus 1.85 times 14. So you do all of this and then you divide by n. Okay, so don't lose any point with this type of questions. So the answer should be 1.62. Okay, next one, they said one boy is choosing at random. Usually I'd like to say, if you see the question written like one boy, make one fraction. Three boys, make three fractions. This is the first step. Then to think about choosing at random. When they say choosing at random choosing at random, it means from the total. So choosing at random, it means from all 120. Here choosing from at random from the club. So here also 120. Don't forget that usually when you have this type of question, it's without replacement. So the denominator must be decreased by 1. So 119 and then 118. Okay, so look, we solve it. Like you can say half of the question even without reading the rest. Okay, let's read now. Find the probability that this boy has a height greater than 1.8. Where is greater than 1.8? This one greater than 1.8, so it's 14. So this one is 14. So 14 over 20. Mister, can I write it in decimal place? No problem, make it decimal. But I prefer it to be fraction because usually gives it the exact value. Mister, can I simplify this one? Yes, simplify, no problem. If you not simplify, is not a problem, unless if they say to the simplest of all. So this 14 over 20 or equivalent. Okay, now let's move to next one. So next one, before moving to next one, I wanted to say something about this, about three boys choosing at random. Sometimes they say choosing from, okay, it's not from total. Sometimes they say choosing from, let's say, more than 1.5. It means you will divide by this number. So take care, you are dividing by what? So choosing at random, we are dividing from or divided by the total. Now calculate the probability that one of the boys, okay, let's take one of them, has a height greater than 1.8. Okay, we said greater than 1.8, which is 14. Okay, I'll write here 14. Then the other two boys, or these two, they are together. Okay, how about them from the same category, I mean. Each have a height of 1.4 or less. Okay, where is 1.4 or less? It's here. Only 7. 1.4 or less. So I will write here 7, and since they are from the same category, we decrease it by 1 because already we took 1 before. Okay, so this is 7, then became 6. Now if this is done, no, not yet. So you should know that we have different arrangement. This one, maybe it's here, maybe this one is here, like, and maybe this one is here. Okay, so if we consider this one like this is B from the same category B, for example, so maybe the first one at the beginning, in the middle, or maybe at the end. So we have 3 different arrangements, so you have to multiply this one by 3. Take care about different arrangement. Okay, don't leave it this way. You have to multiply this fraction. So if you multiply this 14 times 7 times 6 times 3, and all of this divided by 120 times 119 times 118. So the answer of this one as fraction will be 21 over this number. Okay. Because of this, usually I'd like to say the fraction is more accurate, especially that you have like exact value in fraction. Okay, use the frequency table to complete the cumulative. Okay, so you have to go back to the cumulative and to look at numbers. Anyway, from the cumulative, the first one usually the same. So if it's there 7, the first one is 7. 7. Then you add, it's cumulative, so you have to add next one. So 7 plus 18, this is 25. Then 25 plus 30, okay, which is 55. 55 plus next one. What was next one? Next one is 24, okay, so it will be 79. 79 plus next one. What next one? 27. So it's 106. 106 plus next one, which was 14. So this one, 120. The last one usually is n to check your answer. Last one usually is n. Okay. Now let's draw this one. Take care which one in x, which one is y. So the height here in x-axis. So 4, this one 1.4, and 7. So where is 7? So this one 2, 4, 6, 8. So 7 should be something like here. Okay. Then what else we have? Oh, what happened to the graph? Just a second. Let's save. Okay, good. Okay, next one is 1.5 and 25. 1.5 and 25. 25 should be between the 20. 1.5 and 25 should be here between. Then 1.6 and 55. 1.7, 79. 79 is very close to this 80. 1.8 and 106. 100. 102, 46. Last one, 1.9 and 120. So this is the graph. Okay, so this one, take care. This is not bar graph or histogram. This is not a straight line. This is not scatter diagram. So this is cumulative. So please make it smooth line and curve, okay? Okay, it should be even much better than this. Okay, then we need to find the median. The median, first, the position of the median, since we have 120, so you have to go to 60. So this one is the median. Try to sure work in the graph, please. So in the graph, if you make horizontal line, you intersect, then you go down. Okay, so you will find that this one is like 1.62, okay, or 1.63, okay, approximately. What else? Next one, 1.63. Let's make it 3. Then next one is 40th percentile. By the way, the 40th percentile, like 40% of n. It's like 40 over 100 times 120. So this one, if you and 0 cancel with this, so it's 48th. So you have to go here. Where is 48 in the graph? 48 should be here. So this one, 48th. Okay. You intersect with this one, and then show your work again on the graph. Approximately here. This one is more than 1.55. It's like 1.58 approximately. 1.58. Please, like, if you, I will share if you want, you can write this in comment if you need the original file, and you can print it and practice by yourself. If you want, just leave a comment about this. Okay, so you can try this by yourself to practice and to make accurate graphs, and maybe you will find the numbers are a little bit different, maybe 1.57. Okay, now different type of questions. This question now about probability, and this one is a good question actually. Okay, so the question is about, okay, we have here 3 white counters and we have X black counters. So they said that he takes 2 counters at random from the bag without replacement. So it means we will decrease the denominator by 1. Look, they are talking about the probability that Angelo takes 2 black counters. Okay, we're talking about black. The number of black is X. So because this at the beginning we have X. If you remember, I said before, like if you have 2, you will pick 2, so you have 2 fractions. You divide here by the total, right? The total is 3 plus X. So because of this here we have X plus 3. So the part, which is X, over the total X plus 3. And then you decrease the denominator by 1. So it will be X plus 2. Okay? And since you are taking from the same category, the same black counters, so this X will be also decreased by 1. So it will be X minus 1. Okay? Next one. The probability that Angelo takes black counters is 7. 2 black counters is 7 over 15. So this one, what we had before, this one equals to 7 over 15. Okay? Now, from this equation, we need to reach to this one. Okay? Let's first expand. So to expand, this is multiplication. So this one times this one, this one times this one. Take care. This is not algebraic fraction. Okay? You'll not make cross multiply. So x times x minus what? I read your mind. I know that you'll make this mistake. So x plus 3 and here x plus 2 equals to 7 over 15. So expand. X times x is x squared, x times minus 1 minus x, and there x times x, x squared, x times 2, 2x, and 3 times x, it's 3x, 3 times 2 plus 6, and here 7 over 15. And let's collect the like terms. X squared minus x over x squared plus 5x plus 6, and here 7 over 15. Okay, now we need cross multiply. If you make cross multiply, you saw 15x squared minus 15x equals 2. How about this one? This one is 7x squared plus 35x plus 42. Okay, let's collect all terms on one side. So 15x squared minus 7x squared, like this one to the other side, different sign, minus 15x minus 35x minus 42 equals to 0, right? Let's see. So this one is 15 minus 7, so here we have 8x squared, and here minus 40x, and there we have minus 42 equals to 0. As you see here, this is 4, okay? There is, oh yeah, here, look, 15 plus minus 35, this one is 50. Okay, and this is the good actually about this type of questions when they say show that. Like, if it's the same, you're right, not, there is a mistake. So now let's divide this equation by 2. It will be 4x squared minus 25x minus 21 equals to 0. So, done. Next one, we need to factorize this one. Okay, How we can factorize this one? As usual, let's make two brackets and equals to 0. Here you have 4x squared. Since you have 4x squared, so it means you have like 4x times x. Try first 4x times x. If it doesn't work, it will be 2x times 2x. Okay, how about the 21 or minus 21? So we should have like 3 times 7. We will try this one. Since this one is negative, so we know that they have different signs. The big one, which is this multiplication, will be the same sign at the middle. It will be negative and the other side is positive. You can double check. Multiply what's inside. It's plus 3x. Multiply what's outside is negative 28x. Oh, does it give, if you add them, the sum of them, does it give the minus 25x? Yes, so you are right. Okay, so let's solve this one. That 4x plus 3 equals to 0. It means 4x equals to negative 3, which means that x equals to negative 3 over 4. And the other side, we have x minus 7 equals to 0. So x equals to 7. So now this is the two values for x. Now the question is, write down the number of black counters in the back. As you remember that the black counters with x in the question. Okay, so what do you think the value of x? Is it 7 or is it negative 3 over 4? We are talking about number of counters. So of course it should be, or it must be positive, and it must be a whole number. So this one. So even if this one not negative, even if this one 3 over 4, it will not work. We should take this one. Done with this question. Okay, we are about to finish. So the last, I think we have two questions more, this one and next one, and both of them are talking about the same idea. It's about if you have two graphs and we need to find the intersection points. So take care, in this question they didn't ask you to find only the intersection points, but also they are asking about the length. So after finding the intersection points, you have to find the length. Okay, let's see. So y equals to this one and y equals to this one. Okay, I can substitute. Okay, that x minus 1 is squared. Okay, substitute there, equals to 1/2 x plus 1. So in exam, this is very popular question to have one straight line and the other one is non-linear. Mostly it's quadratic. So just substitute, okay, to find the intersection points. So these two graphs actually just, it's like that, like this quadratic, it's like something like this, okay, like this, let's say, okay. So if you look at this one, it's like as a sketch, this is, you have quadratic and you have another line, something for example like this, okay. So they are asking about the, oh, this one is, no, it has to be on the other side. This one is positive, so it has to be something like this, okay. So as a sketch, they are just asking about these 2 points of intersection, okay. What is this 2 points of intersection? Okay, you found them, then find the length of this this line, okay. Let's see. Let's expand this one. To expand x minus 1 squared, the first one squared, the first one times the second one times 2, and then the second one squared, it's plus 1. This is how we expand, or you can say x minus 1 times x minus 1, expand in this way as you like. Okay, 1/2 x plus 1. So let's x squared minus 2x minus 1/2 x. We have plus 1 and minus 1 equals to 0, so this one cancelled. So x squared, collected the like terms, this one is minus 5 over 2x. If you collect this 2, minus 2.5, like minus 5 over 2 equals to 0. Okay, how we can solve this one? So this is our goal, actually. Our goal, number 1, to make them equal or to substitute. Number 2, to create a quadratic equation. Number 3, to solve this quadratic equation. Okay, let's solve it. I will factorize x minus 5 over 2 equals to 0. So we have two solutions, x equal to 0 or x minus 5 over 2 equals to 0. It means that x equals to 5 over 2. So you can say now that x0, x1 equals to 0, and x2 equals to 5 over 2. Okay, if you have x1, you need to find y1. So if you substitute in any equation, you may substitute in this one or that one, as you like. The easy one for you, substitute in the easy one. Okay? So if we will substitute, let's say, in the straight line, in this one, so x equals to 0. So this one is 0, so here y equals to 1. So the first point we have 0, 1. This is x1, this is y1. Okay, if you substitute to find y2 in this equation, like 1/2 times 5 over 2 plus 1, so y2 equals to 5 over 4 plus 1, which is 2.25. Okay, so the point now is 5 over 2, or like 2.5 and 2.25. So this is our x2 and y2. So this is the first point, this is the second point. They said find the length. Oh yeah. So to find the length, don't forget that we have the formula y equals to the square root of x1, okay, 0 minus x2, 2.5, plus y1 is 1 minus y2, 2.25 squared. Okay. Now, let's take this 2.5 squared. So this one 6.25 plus 1 minus 2.25 and then squared. So it will be 1.5625. This number plus 6.25 and then the square root of the answer. So the answer is 2.795. Okay, so this is the length. So in this question we learn that it's not only about finding the solution like x1 and x2, or not even find the two coordinates, like coordinates of 2 points like x1, y1 and x2, y2, but also it's about finding the length of that line AB. Okay, this question, it's similar idea. Okay, but now find just the coordinates of the points. So if you want to find the coordinates of the 2 points, take care. This is y, right? So you may substitute here. So remove this y, substitute 2x squared plus 6x minus 13. Okay, let's forget that, plus 5x equals to 8. So this is y. Okay. Sometimes you have the equations in different arrangement. Please take one of them, like y equals to something and substitute in the other y. Or maybe you can say x equals to something, substitute in the other one. So rearrange the formula, the equation to substitute in the other one. Why we substitute at the beginning? To create one quadratic equation. And then to solve this quadratic equation to find x1 and x2, and then to find y1 and y2. The same order all the time. Okay, let's see. Collect the like terms, 2x squared. Here 6x, 5x, this is 11x. And minus 13, okay, minus 13. And minus 8, okay. So this will give us minus 21 equals to 0. Okay, we need to solve this quadratic equation. Look, in exam, mostly when they say correct your answer or write your answer or correct your answer to 2 decimal places, mostly you use quadratic formula. When they don't say that, mostly you can factorize. Okay, so let's factorize. If you, in this type of questions, if you don't want to factorize, you want to use quadratic formula, use it, no problem. Because like it's they didn't say you must use this method, so use whatever you like. Okay, so 2x times what? Times x to give us the product of this 2x squared. And this 21 is like 3 times 7. And negative, so the big one, where is the big one? This one will take the same sign of the middle. So this one will be plus and this one will be minus. We can double check that you multiply what's inside, multiply what's outside, and add them to find the sum. So minus 3x and plus 14x. So 14 minus 3, it's 11x. So yes, this arrangement is fine. So now this 2x minus 3 equals to 0, or x plus 7 equals to 0. So 2x equals to 0, so x equals to 3 over 2. And here x equals to negative 7. So you may say that this is 3 over 2 and this one negative 7. Take care that this is x values. So here and there, these two, they are not 1 point. Okay, they are just x coordinates of the 2 points. Okay, so this one x1, x2, if you want to find y1, substitute in any of the two equations. It's better to substitute in the straight line, it's easier. So it's 8 minus 5x, okay? X is 3 over 2. And so this one is like 8 minus 15 over 2. So the answer is y1, okay, equals to, like, this is like 8 minus 7.5, right? So it's like 1/2. And in y1, so x2, y2, 8 minus 5 times negative 7. So this is like 8, okay, plus 35. So this one will be 43. So this is y2. So now this one was 1/2 and this one is 43. Okay, so this is the end of our topics. This is just predicted topics and very popular topics. So I apologize for posting this one very late. Actually, it's like midnight now, and I'm trying to do this one before your exam. So you may watch this one tonight or the early morning before your exam, or maybe for next sessions for other students. So thank you so much. Please like and subscribe and write any comments and tell me your opinion. And if there is any mistake, please let me know. And if you need the PDF or the solution or anything, please write in comments. Thank you so much. Good luck, everyone.